they were great. All the places I went were like wonderful. All the schools I got recruited by were great, but just I think I picked a good 4, visited them, and I loved them all. But I think Stanford was like it stood out above like all the schools I went to, just with everything it has to offer and all the opportunities.
Well, it really was a dream school for Michael, and it is for us as well. And it was probably one of the best stories from the Stanford visit is that he got to meet Condoleezza Rice. So it's an amazing place, and I can't wait for him to start.
Fabulous.
We're very, very, very thankful.
It probably might not be an opportunity he would otherwise be able to do without the scholarship, so we're thrilled.
Like we pulled up in the morning, and then my parents were like, "Is that Condoleezza Rice?" And I was just like, "Oh wow, like that's really cool." And then once we got home, like I mean I knew who she was, but the like significance of what happened kind of hit me, and I was like, "That's an experience you can't really get anywhere else."
Sunday morning, and we pulled up in front of Maples Arena, and she was standing on the sidewalk. So it kind of caught all of us off guard. She was very engaging. And had a great conversation with Michael, so just quite an impressive person.
She did a great job of putting him at ease and then also understanding what things a 17-year-old is thinking about. So she shared with him how she had started in college and how her decision into what, as far as what she wanted to study was made, and just really did a great job of engaging Michael and sharing some about herself as well. Michael has always loved sports and having a baseball or some kind of ball in his hand, but one of our favorite stories when he was kind of that 4 or 5-year-old going into kindergarten, my dad said, "Michael, have you learned the 4 seasons of the year?" He said, "Well, of course, Grandpa. There's football, basketball, baseball, and soccer." So right from the get-go, that's been a part of his life.
There were a ton of sports stories when I was little, just like, I mean, that's kind of my whole life, just been centered around sports. And so, I mean, that story I can't really remember, but just there's a ton of like funny ones that might involve in both my parents and my sisters and kind of people I grew up with. So
I laugh. He has 2 older sisters, and that day and time they had this little Tykes car that was a car you'd kind of get into, and the girls would walk with their feet, and they were so cute and would play with it on the patio. Then Michael came along, and he didn't even think about getting in it. He took that thing, and it's on wheels, and he threw it against the wall. And I thought, there's definitely a difference. He's an active boy and just always looking for something to throw or run or hit.
He's done well academically. He's been a part of Honor Society. He has a 3.9 GPA, and I think a weighted one of maybe 4.5, but he does well in academics. And yeah, so we've been pleased with his balance of sports and academics.
They're pretty quiet. My mom can whistle, so I'll hear that, but I just kind of try to block them out and know that they don't like pressure me at all or anything, so they're perfect up there. But it's fun because they come to all the games. So. I think she'll come visit a lot.
Yeah?
I think she'll be all right with it because she knows I'm in a good place. So.
Well, I think excitement, but also we'll certainly miss him. He's our youngest child, so we're going to be empty nesters, and probably he's going to have lots of visits from his mom and dad and grandparents and family. So it's a beautiful place, and we think it'll be a great place for him to go to school.
But you go through almost every week where he's involved in an activity, so it takes a lot away from us to have him gone, so we're going to have to figure out how to fill those holes.
I mean, I've kind of gone to California my whole life, so that's definitely a new part of California, but I'm like not really nervous or scared, but just like excited and like feeling just not really know what's going to be in the future, but I'm looking forward to it. So.